Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Lynne. It is still my birthday month, so I still got my birthday balloon behind me, still celebrating my 51st year. And a lot of stuff's happening this year, guys. It may be a year to remember. My baby girl's getting married this year. Um, we've got all kinds of conferences and things planned. It's just going to be what a year. And I'm so excited to be back with you again today. And, you know, like I said last week in the other episodes, I'm taking the entire month of February and I am celebrating my birthday. And I'm only having on guests that mean something to me for different reasons. And I promise we do have a lineup of some other amazing people who will be on my podcast later in the year. We've got Becca Greenwood, those you intercessors, you know her. She'll be on again this year. And I actually even have an incredible podcast planned talking about immigration and what's that going to look like this year with our new administration. And so we're going to have some real deep conversations about some amazing things. However, right now, it's all about people that I love and cherish. You met one of them last year. It's Renee Montgomery, who does Restore Ministries and Inner Healing. Actually, everyone that's going to come on today has something to do with Restore in a different way. But I love each and every one of them. You know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and just bring on Renee, and we'll do a real quick catch up, see how it's going with her, and then we'll bring everyone else on. So help me welcome Renee. Hey, Renee. How are
Hi
you?
there.
Hey, just you're always doing some amazing things, and so just tell me what's some stuff that's happening since last year when you were on talking about issue focused ministry and getting people healed, saved, and delivered.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm actually working for the organization Restoring the Foundations. I am the assistant administrator to the director of training. So
Mhm.
that has really been exciting. So through that, I actually am able to do a lot of thorough formats with her.
Well, what's
So
thorough format though?
Thorough Format is a 15-hour inner healing ministry that deals with those generational sin patterns, deals with the ungodly beliefs, those things that you start believing
So
about
basically, it's like the
yourself.
IFM, but it's like on steroids.
IFM on steroids.
IFM on steroids. Okay, so it's like
Absolutely.
instead of getting in and out in 3 hours, you're there for like 5 days
Absolutely.
dealing
Dealing
with
with
your
your
stuff.
life today, all the way back to your great grandparents.
Wow. Yeah. So it's
Very
powerful, guys.
intensive.
I went through it. I've done three thorough formats. I don't even know how many IFMs I've done and radically changed my life. I told someone the other day that I felt like I was trying to describe it to her. And I
Mhm.
said, it's kind of like being a Lego house and you're in there and it's totally being disassembled into pieces, and then during the ministry, they're reassembling your Lego house the way God meant for it to be versus how life has, you know, made it become. So it's life changing. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you only get back the good Legos, not the Legos that have little scratches on
Right.
them.
Because it's the way the architect designed the blueprint, you
Yes.
know? So that's what's awesome about it. I love it. So we're going to be talking about two other people today who are involved in Restore in some different ways, but that won't actually be what today's about, though. But I kind of figured you have this like profound ministry that you're heading up, and it had to be talked about. But there's someone else that's going to be on this call. I mean, this video today, and so when I bring her on, this woman is special to me because she has known me since I was 13 years old. Like I don't even want to do the math, but so she's seen the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's we're going to say hello to my mother-in-law, not my mother-in-law, Linda Lamposoni. Hey.
Hey. Wow,
You
I'm
know,
70, so think I met you when you were 13, a lot of years ago.
a lot of
Yeah.
years ago. But the funny thing is about this is that I have been your daughter-in-law,
Right.
but I've been your boss.
My boss.
Like, it's
A
just
couple
like
times. Yep. Yep.
really weird dynamic. You watch movies, right? And it's just like that dynamic between daughter-in-law and mother-in-law. We have broken the mold on that,
Yes, we have.
you know.
Absolutely.
So all you ladies out there who feel like, it has to be, it doesn't. You can even work together. We've worked together being like on the same level.
Yeah.
And it's just, we've done it, For a while, I was a person in your ministry. Remember Tom Squad and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
We've done it all.
A lot of years.
We've done it all.
Absolutely. And many
one day you sent me something. I'm not going to get it quite right, but you sent me this card or this meme, and it said, "You're married to my son, but sorry, there's no give backs."
Yeah.
No matter what he says or does, there's no give backs. So,
No give backs.
And
No.
at the moment, I thought you meant as in like, I was stuck with him and like, you ain't taking him back. You're stuck. And then I realized, yeah, that is what she meant. Like, yep, he's now your problem. So
he's now yours.
He's now my problem. But
I'm done. I did my part.
You did your part. Can you believe it's going to be 29 years in May?
I know.
29 years.
I know. I remember the day you two met, and here we are.
That's a funny story for another day.
Yeah.
The way we met. Yeah. So you do something pretty amazing at our church. You lead our care groups like grief share and divorce care. And those are pretty powerful ministries.
They are.
Tell us a little bit about them.
Okay, well, divorce care is a ministry that we do. I have a great couple who leads it. Ray and Shanae Neal. They are husband and wife. They have both been divorced from other people. They are married to each other now, and they lead the divorce care. So that's an amazing, it's an amazing group to walk through, whether you're separated and going through getting ready for the first steps of the divorce, or if you've already been divorced and now you're just trying to figure your way of where your life's going to go and how God's going to work all this out. And then grief share is helping people walk through the death of a loved one.
I think that's where you're really super amazing. I mean, you did a great job when you were the one teaching the divorce care class. You did. But there was just something even more. So it's great. You trained up another couple to take over doing divorce care. And divorce care is in a lot of different churches all across the country. You can find a divorce care or a grief share. But I really feel like when you started doing grief share, you really did find your niche.
My niche.
Because that is such a special and unique time in someone's life that I think someone who trained to be a therapist, right? I think I can help someone walk through divorce pretty okay, even though I've never been divorced. I feel like you can have a grip on that and helping someone get through it. But I've never lost a loved one that wasn't expected. I've lost grandparents and where you're kind of expecting it. Now, I never even lost any of my grandparents like suddenly, right? It was like I watched them suffer, and it was almost like, thank you, Lord, they're going to be with you now. But you actually went through like traumatic loss of a husband, traumatic loss of a daughter.
Yes.
And there's really no way to, I mean, you can say all the things you want to say, but unless you felt it.
Right.
you
Correct.
know,
Correct.
So,
And even I always tell people in my groups, even though I lost a child and they may have lost a child, we both have different kind of griefs
mhm,
because we are all different people and we feel different things. I can sympathize with you. I can have compassion for you, but I really deep down do not know exactly how you feel. And you didn't know, you can't know how I felt. And one of the things with Grief Share, I think it's my niche because a month after Heather passed away, Papa Joe was here and he
and
prayed
who's
over.
Papa Joe? Gotta remember, no one.
Papa Joe is an amazing family friend. He's a prophet from Scotland, and he's just absolutely amazing. He's like another papa to Bill and Lynne, and like a grandfather figure to my grandchildren. And he is just an amazing man.
Mhm.
And he had come in after Heather passed away, and he gave me a prophetic word. And in that word, I still play it every once in a while because I like to just keep reminding myself, because you always ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Lord,
Yeah.
is this where you want me? And so I listened to it all the time. And one of the things in this prophetic word was he didn't know how, but God was going to use me and my story to bring people through their grief and to help them heal and to bring salvation. And I
Wow.
have had many people in my groups who have told me, because of this group, I am now back in the relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
Or those who never really had a relationship with the Lord, because it is all Christian based.
Mhm.
And so that prophetic word
Yeah.
has come to pass. And I always thought, how is that going to happen? And it was just a year later when I was doing divorce care. I was on divorce care website doing some stuff in the leader thing. And I looked up in the corner and it said Grief Share. And I was like, wonder what this is. And I clicked on it, and then Grief Share. And actually the statistics for divorce care and Grief Share,
Mhm.
they are the number one
Yeah.
ministries in the world.
Yeah.
And they
Wow.
have had each over 1 million members.
Wow.
They
And
have
it's
hit.
powerful. I mean, you've even had, we've done funerals at our church, and um, some of their funeral directors have wanted your number from me
Yes.
because they've heard such great things about what you're doing with Grief Share. It's just totally amazing.
Mhm.
And yeah, and just watching you shine in that and just bringing hope and life to people who are hurting is just amazing. Absolutely love it. And so I have one last person.
Sure.
This is Miss Norma. Oh my gosh. There's just some people that you meet that you just can't help but smile when you see them, and you just want to hug, right? Like that's how I think of Miss Norma every time she comes in. I just can't wait to just get my hug from Miss Norma. And so she's another powerful woman of God, and works in the restore. But you do IFMs.
I do.
However, you do something else as well. You actually help with like marriage mentoring, and
I
you've been a
do.
marriage mentor.
Hmm.
And what I love about that ministry is that you're helping couples before they need the therapy. You know.
Okay.
So why did you choose to be a marriage mentor?
Because people seem to have this thing that marriage is perfect, but marriage is not perfect. It's what you put into it.
Yeah.
So, and because I went through a lot with my marriage, and God told me to stick with it, I want to give other people the opportunity to be able to connect with God,
Yeah.
to listen to Him through their difficulties of what they're going through. Because when we try to deal with our marriage on our own, we seem to fall apart. And that's why a lot of Christians get divorced. But when we take the time to allow God
Yeah.
to work and twing into that marriage, He gets through us through those difficult times.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? And with all three of you, there's a saying of a friend of mine. The first time I heard it, she said it in a message that she was giving, and she said, "Don't waste your pain," Denise Graves. And that has been one of the mottos that, I have a few mottos, I think every episode I share a new one. But one of the mottos that I have in my life, don't waste your pain. And every one of you has gone through, Renee, you went through some stuff and you got issue focused ministry, and you said, you know what? I'm going to pay this forward. I'm going to do this. And Linda, you went through a painful divorce, and you've lost a child and a husband. And rather than letting your pain keep you down, you said, I'm going to use it. Norma, same thing with you. You went through some marriage struggles, and rather than just let that be what it is, you press through. And I think that's one of the things that makes the three of you so special, as well as so usable and relatable to the people that you minister to, because you've been where they are and you show them where they can be. And even though the pathway in between, Bishop Garlington always says, when you're in the hallway from one door to the next, it may feel like hell, but the key is keep moving, right? Just keep moving. And you guys have done that. And if anyone's watching, the email restore@awaycitychurch.com. If you're interested in any of these types of ministries and other ones that we may have that are inner healing focused, that help restore lives, write down that email and we will get you connected. They'll get you connected on how you can get ministry, or find ministry where you are. The one great thing about what these ladies are doing is not just at Oasis City. Other people are doing it, other places are doing it, and we love to get you connected with that. So that's awesome. Be a part of that. So something I started this season, I didn't do last season. So surprise, Renee. I want everyone, it's kind of like the icebreaker, so to speak. You introduced yourselves, but I want you to tell us one thing about yourself that is your secret, like, your little hidden secret passion, secret, I one episode I told people that I love Baby Yoda, so that's not new to anyone watching now. But what's something that most people probably don't know about you that would think is interesting or funny or, whatever? This is not ministry. This is not you being super spiritual, y'all. This is just like, let the world know that crazy likes crazy. Let's be crazy together.
I absolutely adore tools. I rather get a power tool for Christmas than to get a dress. I am a diehard DIYer. I love it.
Do you know what I would do if my husband bought me a power tool for Christmas?
Oh gosh.
It would not be good, but you love it. Like, you actually love it. What are some of the things that you've made?
Ooh, I have made tables. I have made
I can't even draw a table.
I've made a banquet. I've made headboards. I made my granddaughter this beautiful canopy bed with a trundle. So I'm really
like, you actually made this. Like, you went and got wood, and built these things.
Yes. Absolutely adore it. And now I have a mentor that's going to teach me even more details. He even bought me an apron. So I have a official woodworker apron. So I'm just out here living my best life.
Out here living your best life. So funny. Oh my gosh. I just think that's hysterical. All right. Somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of open, so I always share everything I love to do with people, decorating and gardening and kids But maybe the people at church in that area don't know I love dogs. I am a dog lover. I would take a dog off the street and nurture it back and try to find where it's supposed to go. I have one dog that I just couldn't find the owner. And after about 6 months, my vet said, you need to just go ahead and name this one and keep it. So I did. And I am still nurturing him back to health. But
Aw.
dogs, I will take on a person's dog. You're leaving to go out of town, give me your dog. I just love
Good
them.
to
I
know
have
because I
scenes
have
at
two.
home. I have scenes at home for little bitty dogs, big dogs, and toys for all of them. So, like people like their grandkids, I want your dog.
So, okay, I'm gonna ask you. You gotta be. My motto. One of my other mottos. You gotta be hot, honest, open, and transparent. Right? Okay.
Mhm.
For real. For real. Would you rather be with dogs or people?
A dog.
She said that quick too. She was fine with it. A dog. A dog.
A
You
dog.
know.
Gosh.
I'm not sure if I'm not too far behind you on that. My kids get upset because when we're traveling, the first thing I'll do is, "Where's my puppies?" And they're like, "We're here too, Mom. Like, we're here. Don't you care that you haven't seen us for 16 days?" So I get that. I get that. So you can't use that one, Linda, because I know how you feel about dogs too. You
No,
got to come up with something new. She beat you to it.
I'm a dog lover, but I'm an animal lover. And last summer, and I have a little section in the back of my apartment, and then there's woods, and I like feed the squirrel. I mean, the squirrels now, I have one big tote that's just peanuts.
Okay. I want to stop you right there. Everybody knows that you're an animal lover. Like, I'm sorry, that is not, I
They
get
may
it
not
with
know I'm
Norma
a
being
lover.
able to use that. I'm cutting you off.
I love
I
the
don't know. Raise your hand, Renee. Did you know that she was an animal lover?
I did not.
Okay,
Okay.
see.
How about
Even
you, Norma? Did you know that she was an animal lover?
Actually, yes, I did.
yeah, he did.
Yeah,
But
well, I
last
think
year I had a goose who had a broken leg, and I was literally like feeding this goose and called the Columbus people, and they came and tried to catch it, and they couldn't. And for a month, I was feeding this goose, and it left, and then it came back, and it's all healed. And the
Oh,
lady from the
you nursed a
place, and
goose back to health.
he was like,
Aw.
"You kept that goose alive," and
From now on, I'm going to call her Granny Doolittle. Remember the show Dr. Doolittle? She is forever on the internet.
yeah,
So forever on the internet, she is Granny Doolittle. So when you see her, Granny Doolittle. No, just teasing.
Yeah.
You don't have to call her that, but I just
Actually, when I was working, my office was next door, Rebecca came into me one day and said, "The Lord showed me a vision of you." She said, "I don't know if this is right or not, but you were like dressed like Snow White, and all these animals were around you, and you were feeding them." And I said, "Rebecca, look outside because I feed the squirrels here at the church. There's blue jays and cardinals and
everywhere.
squirrel."
Everywhere.
And I literally walk outside my door now in the morning and yell for the squirrels, and there's 8 of them. Started out with 1, now there's 8 that comes down. But I love the country too. If you ask me if I want to go to the beach or if I want to go to the mountains, I will choose the mountains every time. I love the beach, but I will choose the mountains.
You'll choose the
time.
mountains. You choose the mountains. Okay, so do you guys know what's getting ready to happen next month?
We do.
What?
Do.
What's happening next month?
The Women's Emerge Conference.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So, I was so astounded last year because the 3 of you, did you guys ride together?
We
Yes,
did.
we did.
You did. Okay. So I remember, and I knew you guys were coming, but I don't know why I didn't remember or think about you guys driving. I don't know. maybe because it was my mother-in-law, and I don't know. I didn't think about it. And then you guys come trucking in, and I was like, you guys did what? Like, you guys drove like what, 13 hours?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Renee drove 13 hours.
you did the whole thing. You were
Well,
like,
there were slight breaks that weren't all that. They
Yeah.
were very exciting breaks. I'll say
Yes. Yes.
so, okay, I want to hear it. Like, tell me the odds and ends of like what happened on this road trip.
Wow. Well, Linda almost ran into a semi. Norma
She was
almost ran a
driving.
red light.
So, were you driving, Linda?
I don't remember. What's the semi thing? Was I driving?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is the reason why Renee took over and started driving the whole time. Now it all comes
And I
out,
almost
y'all.
ran into
Renee
it.
didn't want to drive the whole 13 hours. She gave someone the
I
chance.
blocked that one out of my mind. See that
We didn't. I was holding on when you was driving. I was holding tight.
So you know the little part of the car right here?
Buried that.
I call it the Jesus handle. So I say, so my husband is a good driver. He really is. He's just a risk-taking driver.
Mm.
So it's not that he doesn't know what he's doing. It's just that he'll do things that, I tell him, you know what? I do want to see Jesus one day, but not today. Today's not the day I want to see him. So I hold on to my Jesus handle. And then when he really gets bad, the one down here, I call it the oh my God handle. So it's a bad experience when I'm on the Jesus handle and the oh my God handle. Were you guys holding on to both of those handles when Linda was driving?
Holding on tight.
I still have
That's where my
Norma's
son
fingerprint.
So what you're saying is, where her son gets it from.
I guess so.
So what's besides almost dying when Linda was driving, what was your favorite, what are some of your favorite memories of your road trip?
Oh gosh.
Laughing.
Laughing.
Oh.
From the time we left till the time we got back. And
Mhm.
I got to go to Buc-ee's for the very first time.
Me too.
Oh, was it your first time too?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
I remember
saw that
you
Buc-ee's
sending
sign.
me a photo of you guys at Buc-ee's and the big, like, is it a gopher?
Yeah.
What is that?
I
A beaver.
A beaver, I think it is.
He's a beaver, right? He's a beaver.
Yeah.
And you guys look like kids at Disneyland posing by Buc-ee. I was just like, these ladies are having way too much fun.
Yeah.
We had a ball.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Fun.
Yeah. So what would you tell because one of the things that I'm really trying to do, and I think, I'm not saying other ministries aren't doing it, but I feel like a lot of times with women's conferences, you can kind of tell the demographic they're trying to get, right? You can tell they are trying to get those, well, now Gen Zers, right? But they're trying to get the millennials. They're trying to get the 30-somethings, the 20-somethings, or it's a conference and you can kind of tell, the older ladies are going to love this conference. They're going to love this. And I just kind of feel like that is not what the kingdom's supposed to look like.
Mhm.
That it's supposed to be one generation speaking to the other and the older ladies learning something from the younger ladies and the younger ladies learning from the older ladies. And that's like the feel that I want Emerge conferences to have. Do you feel like it's accomplishing that? Like what do I need to do better to get those of my mature sisters in Christ to want to be a part?
To want to be a part. Well,
Look, I even have my
you know-
Emerge cup, guys. You can't read Emerge on it right now, but it does. It says Emerge. I drink my water.
I see
Hey,
your Emerge sign
can-
behind you.
I would like to share a funny story with that Emerge
Okay.
about older ladies and younger ladies. So you had the open mic. So there was ladies on stage just talking and it was just
The
open.
panel.
Everybody can, the panel, everybody can talk. Young people was asking questions. And so one of the older ladies on the panel started talking about a conversation that I had deep in my heart and didn't know how to express it or ask someone about it or anything. And so she came so close to answering my question, and then she just stopped. So I looked at Renee and I put my hand up to ask the question. And I asked the question, but the question I asked, I didn't know it was coming across the way Renee and Linda had told me it came across. I asked the question really being concerned on how to, boof up my marriage part of things.
Okay, listen.
The panel.
This is Conversations with Lynn. We get real. What was your question, Norma?
I'm going to put it the way I asked it, and then I'm going to give you how they explained it came out. So my question was, we're getting older in age, and one of the ladies was talking about sex. And so now that we're getting older in age, me and my husband seem to can't come together. It's like different parts just won't work when you really want it to. So I was trying to ask the question on how do I get us together at the same time so that we can enjoy each other. And Renee looked at me, she said, "Thank you for being so open," because she knows I'm a closed off person and won't ask something like that.
You're so reserved.
But when we got back to the room, Linda and Renee came in and they're laughing at me. And I'm wondering, why are they laughing at me? She said, "Do you know what question you really asked in there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to know how to, boof up my." She said, "No, you was asking how to get your husband's scene up." And we bust out laughing. The three of us laughed so hard because I didn't know that was exactly what I was asking. But when they pointed it out to me, I was like, "Oh my God."
That's what I asked.
That question
that's exactly what my daughter heard. But that's okay. One of the people on the panel who she loves dearly, that's another grandmother in her life, right after that says, "I'm 85 years old and I'm still having sex."
I know. I told her she's my hero.
Yeah. I actually appreciated your question because I was kind of getting like, that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted people to be like open and honest and what's really going on. Why are we so, and everyone's asking these real deep spiritual questions. I'm just like, that's not what you want to know. You can ask anybody that question, right? So thank you for breaking the ice and getting for real questions. But that's the kind of stuff that happens at a Women's Emerge conference. We allow you to ask whatever. Matter of fact, that segment was called "What You Always Wanted to Know but Was Afraid to Ask." And we will be doing that segment again. We'll have some different panelists up there. I definitely have decided that Pastor Barbara will have to always be on it because there's just something about, I was actually at an event in January, and so one of the speakers, he said, I just turned 80 and I realized 80 is like being 8 years old. And we're all like, huh? And he said, when you go somewhere with your 8-year-old and they say crazy things, you're just like, "Oh, that's okay, sweetie. He's just 8. He goes, "I feel it's like that with me in my 80s. I say something crazy and people just go, 'Oh, it's okay. He's in his 80s. That filter's gone. That innocent filter of that child will ask anything, say anything. In your 80s, you have that freedom to, if it's on your mind, you just say it, ask it. But that is one of my favorite segments of the Women's Emerge conference. Yeah, it definitely is, that panel.
Wow, that panel, I liken that to when you get to sit around the table with your aunties and
Yeah.
your grandma, and you just listen to all the funny stories that they tell. So that's really what it felt like for me.
Yeah. It's about being family, it's family coming together, sharing all the beautiful stories. You're right. That it is awesome. It is awesome.
And the young people, they think you get to a certain age in life and you don't have sex anymore with your spouse. Like they think old people are like,
my parents are not having sex. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I don't want you to bust the bubble of the lie that I'm believing right now. Sorry, Renee, that ungodly belief, I'm keeping. They had sex 3 times. Tina, Lynne, and Jessica. And then they were done.
And now you know why your kids always go, ew, when you and Bill were.
Yeah, I read this thing one time, and it says, that you're doing it right when your kids walk in the room and they're always saying, gross, stop that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Gross, stop that. So any other highlights?
On our trip, let's see. Me walking into a bush and falling over, and instead of the ladies helping me out, they laughed at me. But it was just about connecting with each other. I learned so much about these two on that trip. I really loved doing time with them. I think they laughed at me the entire time, but it was enjoyable to get to know them. And
well, I think a road trip is a part of going to the conference is great. It is, but that road trip just brings another level of community and growing together and laughing together and staying in the hotel. Being with a group of ladies and sharing a hotel room, and the conversation that you can have when no one else is around just really deepens something. People.
Well, it was fun because the 3 of us know each other from church, but we didn't know each other.
No.
By the end of that trip, we knew each other. Like they know a lot about me they don't know before. I know a lot about them. And Norma falling in the bush. Not about that. We went to the movies and we came out. We were walking to the car. She went to step up, didn't realize her, and she went face down in the bush. And we turned around and said, "Where's Norma?"
Well, they say that that you're real friends when you fall and they laugh and then they help you.
Yes.
And when I first saw that, I was just like, that's not true. And then I realized, you know what? It is, because when I see a stranger fall down, I'm like worried for them. I'm running to help them real quick because what if, but when one of my girlfriends falls down, I know them well enough to know they're going to be okay. So it's just funny,
Yeah.
So it is true. So going to these types of events does just bring friendships and laughter. And did any of you guys get into ministry while you were there? Ministry.
Oh.
Did you say mystery?
I said mystery. What mystery?
The mystery of the Lord. No, ministry.
No, I didn't. I think we was too busy helping Renee with her ministry on helping others.
I mean, example, like the ministry that was going on. What were some of the things that blessed you about the ministry happening?
Oh, wow. The ladies being open to realizing that they could use inner healing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And seeing some of the women there, you could tell that they had never been in a service like that before, that they had never been like hands laid on them, prayed over, you know, some people getting prophetic words. You could tell some of those women
Yeah.
had never experienced that before. And it really changed them. And we heard some of the people like talking about that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, the ministry time and the prophetic words and praying over people, it was powerful.
yeah.
There was a lot of people touched and blessed. And Renee, you did do a great workshop about inner healing and how they can do it at their churches and different things. It was awesome. Well, ladies, I just want to say thank you so much for being on today and sharing your stories and letting me laugh with you, not just at you, but laugh with you today. And just thank you for all that you do for the ministry at Oasis, as well as just the people's lives that you touch everywhere you go. You guys are amazing, and I'm honored to have you in my life. So thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to what stories you have from your next road trip.
Yeah,
right.
Renee and I were just talking about that today. So Norma, like there's another Emerge next month.
All right.
Get on the road again.
All right. Well, until the next time I see you guys. The next time I see you guys. Thanks again. Bye-bye, guys.
Right. Bye-bye.
All right. Weren't they sweethearts? I just love them. They're so funny. And you get a lot of laughter when you are talking with those ladies all the time. Hey, hopefully you can be a part of the Women's Emerge Conference. It's going to be awesome. If you have any questions, the email address is down there, RMI Women's Emerge. Find out more about the conference. Hey, we do a lot of different things. We have our Converge Bible studies so that you can go online and be a part of Bible studies. We do awesome things. We also have a mentorship program that ladies are a part of. If you're looking to be a part of a program that helps you grow spiritually, as well as get emotionally healthy, it's an awesome program as well. Loving what we're doing with women. Emerge is really growing. And I love these conversations. These ladies are just absolutely amazing. And if you have any ideas of conversations that you would like to have on this program, please don't hesitate to reach out, be a part. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, because the more people we get involved, the more lives we can change together, because it's not just what I do, it's what we do together. This is a kingdom thing. But until the next time, keep smiling. God bless you.